Hi everyone, my name is Esha and my topic is Sputnik. So, Sputnik was launched by the USSR on October 4th, 1957, almost 60 years ago. So, who was responsible for Sputnik? The USSR was responsible for building Sputnik, and a team of their top scientists worked together for many years to create the world's first artificial satellite. This team was led by Mikhail Tikhorovov, and some other key figures include Sergei Korolev, Mstislav Keldysh, and Dmitry Ustinov. So what does this mean? Sputnik was the first artificial satellite launched into space, and it's truly what started the space age. Sputnik is what ultimately led to the US putting a first man on the moon, and it was the first of many battles fought against the Russians. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. Okay, but it was the first of many battles fought between the Russians and the United States. And so here's just some newspaper clippings from the day October 5th, 1957. So here we have Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, and another newspaper clipping. So people in the US were really, really afraid of the USSR putting a satellite in space because their satellite was orbiting the Earth about once every 93 minutes. So it had direct access of seeing over the United States. So there was a lot of mass panic and a lot of mass hysteria in the United States at the time. So what was happening at this time? So during this time, many things were happening in our world. Post-World War II, Americans had taken up another war, the war against communism. So this led us to become involved in many other wars like the Korean War, the Cold War, and the Vietnam War. So this war in communism and a lot of turmoil between the US and the USSR. These were two topics that were very prominent and were very large global issues. Soon, the US and the USSR started competing against each other in one more way, through space. And both sides, both the USSR and the United States, were determined to be the first people in space. And although the Russians succeeded in the beginning, we were eventually the first people to put the first man on the moon. So here's just some pictures, just some political cartoons and Vietnam War, and this is the United States. Yep. Moving on, how was this possible? Innovations and inventions such as these made Sputnik possible. The radio and research about rocketry. After and during World War II, there was a huge boom in research about rocketry and aerospace led by Germany and the USSR. After the United States poached many of the top German scientists, there was a constant competition between the US and the USSR in terms of rocketry and aerospace. After many years of research and trial and error, the Russians were finally able to construct a very basic yet efficient satellite, Sputnik. Sputnik literally did only two things. It orbited Earth and sent little beeps back down to Earth using shortwave radio to send messages, well, not messages, just beeps back to Earth. So what was the impact of this? The impact Sputnik had on the entire world is everlasting. It was truly what led to the space race and the newfound obsession with space and space exploration. Even to this day, we are exploring space and learning new things about it every single day. It led to the beginning of the aerospace industry and the creation of NASA, which later led to the first man being put on the moon. So here, there's just some pictures, and yeah, thank you for watching, and here's just my works cited.